Well, I got a tiny bit of cleaning done today, and I really want to get to sewing some things. This is definitely not what I've meant to do with my day, but I guess it's for a reason, and some things have to get out. So, I stopped with working for types that have certain personality disorders, and I feel like a great deal of business owners do, and I feel like there's probably like various reasons. I feel like some people just have the need for validation, and so, you know, um, it's a security issue and confidence issue and stuff. But man, none of us are perfect. I am certainly not, but I all I can say is that I'm very talented and I should have my own businesses. I should have several of my own businesses. I kind of feel like if people own multiple businesses though, if they don't have time to be there, they should actually like not have to be the boss of everything and have everything their way, and actually allow the people that are there all the time to have a little more say and pull in the business, and even give them some business ownership. You know what I mean? It's like why our systems and the way things are really need to change, and like chronic illness needs to be treated too, because I know that's been a big thing in my case. But anyways, what I kind of try, I digress. When you're working for these people, often, like I've noticed a similar pattern in many different places. Okay, like they're the people that always have to have like the best idea. You start talking about any of your accomplishments, and it always goes to them switching the conversation to what they have accomplished, what they have done, why they're so much better, why they're the top dog, why they're the better person, and the more this, that experience, this and that, when it might not even be the case. But like it has to be that way. It's everything's got to be a competition. Like nobody can be legitimate, and I've talked about this in other videos. So then they end up keeping weaker employees and getting rid of people that are good employees because they're competition. But it's all sad and disgusting. Anyways, concerning the destiny swapping thing, and I don't know why I'm here. I mean, I can tell you that I love being around my daughter and my grandson, but I would much rather be somewhere else. I would definitely be thriving a lot more somewhere else, especially if it was a place where I could get medical care, where the whole situation that was set up, this whole like complex setup thing hadn't gone down with all kinds of liabilities to cover up. I mean, they already have liability to cover up with my condition as it is, but more and more liability has been created because unfortunately I just didn't die, so it's been a problem for them. Anyway, and they're not happy. They're not happy when my life's saved. Like when I bring up the fact of trying to be in a safe place of my own where I can simply do my business, you know, that's never an option. But anyways, it's so complex because it's like, I wanted to get on my own, break away completely, be free, feel better when I do, on and on and on. But like when I go to achieve that, it gets sabotaged and I end up back. And so where I'd stopped with the last video is that, I was given an idea file at the job before the last, and I knew I was on my way out at that point. I'm sure that they probably gotten the contract and you know what I mean, the payment, so, set up to get rid of Sally, so you can get a little payout there. But anyway, and it's spiritual. I mean, it might not even go to that far of extent, unfortunately, where something's provable, and it may just be like on a spiritual basis. So then I went to another job, and the same kind of shenanigans went down. And there are places where I actually was a cut above and not somebody that deserved to get canned. There's all kinds of videos about that. If anyone's interested, I feel like the few people just trying to cover their liabilities and fraud against me are the ones that are watching my videos, for the most part. But so it's like when you are the talented, empathetic scapegoat type in the family, it's like you have to be under their power and control. And so I feel like this is sort of how the Destiny swap thing. Oh, so anyways, when I got cut off, the last video, exactly where I got cut off, I was talking about how you'll present an idea and it's not a good idea. It won't work because this, that, and the other thing, whatever. And then as the thing falls through and you ended up being right and it ended up being a good idea, then they incorporate it and call it their own idea. And I've had that happen to me many times in many situations. And so anyways, I'm like all over the place here. This is difficult. I must be really needing to do this, and there's some stuff really needing to get out if I'm having such an issue here. Oh, so it's like, you know, like I had just like started to get some money in my account and get a way to get further away. They don't want me further away because then I could get like legal representation that isn't, you know, whatever, bought and interest to cover up the area and what's gone down. No, I know I have to get farther away to get the legal care I would need. Actually, it has to come from somewhere not in the region. This I know. I've known it for a while. So it's part of like why I'm trapped and sucked in here. But when it comes to destiny swapping, I feel like it's kind of like how that actually happens in reality is because I've been full of ideas, even like the Airbnb, that's my parents, you know, that's something I dreamed of 20 years and now it's their reality, you know, it's talked about it. Chronic illness got in the way. I couldn't tolerate being in business with my sister because she always has to have her way. I don't have a lot of childhood memories, as I talk about in one video I just uploaded, but that's the one I do have. She always got her way. That's why I kind of think that I'm not their flesh and blood DNA or not both of theirs or something, because it's like I don't exist and let's give Sally's dreams, goals, and visions and ideas to the other sister kind of a thing. And so anyways, you know, when I was on a roll and before my life started crashing down, you know, mostly because of chronic illness more than anything, but I feel like, you know, there could be a spiritual connection to that and it might tie into the whole destiny swap thing. I was on a roll. I mean, I was like career advanced and I talk about it in other videos and had many great ideas to accomplish and achieve many things. And then unfortunately, I ended up so sick to barely function and barely get through the day. And I've been living that way for 20 years now, honestly, sometimes worse than others. I mean, I'm not like fully bedridden, 90% bedridden for years like I was before I escaped and things got a lot better. And then, you know, had to get sucked back into the trap. But so and now I see that playing out and it really did get to the point where like, until I came back, my sister was literally trying to take over my spot in my own daughter and grandson's life. That's the one thing that makes it really hard to get out of here and leave. But I kind of feel like I don't have any choice. So the thing about it is, this is where it gets so complicated, is that they suck you to a place where you're powerless. You're barely hanging on. They get to have you in their life. They get to utilize their ideas. They get to benefit from it. They get to own everything in the end. And then you're ended up powerless without any options, stuck in their grips, in their shackles. That's like literally how I feel. And it's like the project that I'm involved in now, it's a fun project. I would love to do it, but it's very hurtful because I've been through this before where I put blood, sweat, and tears into a project that I ended up just straight up handing over to my sister. Had I known that I would have ended up sick like this, I would have arranged for, you know, a payout each month or to be bought out like happens in normal businesses. And even then in the beginning, she's like, oh, when I sell it, I'll give you 25% or whatever. And then it got to the point where I was really needing medical care and she wasn't even willing to put a coffee can on the counter for me to raise funds to get the biotoxin care that I need. And so that's like just exactly an example. Same thing with the church, the parents' church. There was never, like, I put on benefits for other people going through medical things before. But, you know, they'd say, well, you know, she drinks. She's a singer, but she drinks. Let's not save her life. This is the kind of garbage that happens in their Christian churches. But anyways, it was the same sort of thing. I mean, I gave freely to so many causes and offerings, but when I needed anything, no, we cannot help Sally. We cannot help her at all. There was like one person in the church that had like gave me a 20 here or there, and she could barely afford to do that, or brought me a bag of groceries. Only one person out of their whole church. They preach this stuff. It's just not practiced, especially not when it comes to somebody that was leading worship and volunteered like many hours a week to try to do that to the best of her ability. Let's get rid of that person. Let's make up this, that, and the other thing, and, put it all on her and justify getting rid of her, sort of a thing. That's always how it's been. This has been a pattern that's been going on over and over and over again. And now I find myself here again, trying to plan a breakthrough, trying to plan an escape. But unfortunately, it's a scary thing because I don't have the finances to do that. Now, like I said, I'm really enjoying the type of work. I enjoy starting businesses. I'm so good at it. But the thing is I'm going to end up with nothing. Not even the respect of being equal to them. And it's awful. It's a living hell. So that's how the destiny swap thing comes in. I'm still here conveniently enough for them to benefit from what they need to benefit from me, but they're going to look like the great person. I'm going to look like the ungrateful person that's not biting the hand that's feeding me and saving my life right now. But it's like this, I get caught in this cycle, and this is exactly not what I want to be in. I don't want to be here at all. I don't want to be under their mercy at all whatsoever. I won't ask my parents for a single thing if I can help it. Because it was a little breadcrumb of what was stolen from me and what has been taken from me and what I've contributed to their lives. It was always too much to ask. And I'm always the ungrateful one. I'm always the bad guy. I'm always the problem. And so it's like I'm used in that way. I want to buy Cinderella t-shirts right now. If I were to work this job, I'd wear Cinderella t-shirts to work in. No, I don't want to be here. Like, I would love to be doing what I'm doing, but for myself. To at least get a little respect, not get, when I talk about a smoothie, have somebody say, oh, no, I'm the expert at smoothies. I've got smoothies dialed in. This is what I use in my smoothie. I've done that same exact recipe before myself. Or to hear at the funeral, somebody that obviously made her pasta salad, which is great. It's fantastic. We love your pasta salad. You're good at it. It's amazing. Not everybody wants shellfish, but your pasta salad rocks. We all know it. We've all known it. You bring it to every holiday dinner. But to literally hear it come out of her mouth, which pasta salad's better? It is not about that. You guys need to get rid of that. Listen to yourself. Listen to how you sound when you have to be better than everyone else. You got to elevate yourself above somebody else. And you've got to keep your sister sick to where you can benefit from any ideas of hers that are going to make you money. But we can't certainly get her into a place where she can build anything for herself. We certainly can't get her the medical care that she needs so that she can start to regain all that she's lost in the past couple decades. Keep her in the moldy house, keep her chained, keep her hanging on, so that way we look like the good guys and not the bad guys here. It's slavery. It is straight up slavery. I am begging of the universe to get me out of this situation. I don't need very much. I just need minimally a safe place to be and an unsabotaged job to build up enough funds to just start my own businesses again. And it's every time I've tried to do that, junk comes up to confront me, to stop it, to thwart it. And a lot of times it's coming from my own family. And, but it's really, it's really sly, man. The abuse that comes through this narcissism, self-righteousness, pretentiousness, and then you speak out about the abuse and then you're the bad guy, you're the ungrateful one. I'm sorry, somebody that I built a business for that has benefited of all of you guys. It wouldn't be in existence if it weren't for me. I'm sorry, she wouldn't put a coffee can out on the counter to save my life. I think she's the ungrateful one. Stop turning everything around on me. When I have a problem with my dad, when I want to step out and not be abused by him anymore, not be belittled by him anymore, not be energy vamped by him anymore, not be have to feel sick anytime I'm around him, It's me having the problem. And it's not about any of his abusive behavior. It's my problem. I'm the problem. And I'm sick and tired of always being the problem. It's like, I want out. I mean, a family should be willing to help save the life of their own without even having to, be in that situation where they're the big heroes. It's just like, and I presented this to a therapist before. It was like, that they'd help me by buying my jewelry. And don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for the jewelry purchases that, she has made to have sustained me and saved my life in the meantime. But I would much rather be selling to somebody else that isn't going to consider it a charity act. Because what I said is, any other stores I wholesale to, they don't act like they're saving my life and they're helping me. I'm sorry, if you're buying a product that you're selling and you're making money off of, you're not helping somebody. That's not charity. It's business transaction. And I don't know. My twisted beads aren't going as well as they should. Of course, I advertise it on here, so I'm sure that stuff got cursed, so definitely I'm probably going to have to put those online and make some other stuff. It takes a good 10 years for stuff to catch on, so I have it taken up a whole part of the shelf, So, I'm thankful that she just graciously bought those, even though they're not moving as fast as they should or whatever. But it's just can anyone understand what I'm saying? Where does the madness stop? Why do I have to be a lesser person? Why do I have to be left chronically ill? Why do they get a benefit and make money off of a whole lot of ideas? And let me tell you, my parents are raking in the dough and banking. I came up with the whole renting the houses out even before Airbnb even came out. They are raking, they are banking it in, they are acquiring on top of acquiring, building their assets, while I am left sick and powerless. But anytime I tried to do what I could on my own to get free of the situation, to break free, to get healthier, to feel better, to be, recognized as a real person, it's been sabotaged. On purpose, sabotaged. And here I am, right back here. What's a girl to do? What can I do? The best I can do is sell some things on the side of the road to get some gas. I deserve so much more than that. They are ungrateful that they can't even recognize all the work that I put into their stuff during the very few years that were, and I've been chronically ill my entire adult life. They were the years where I wasn't as chronically ill. So every single little bit of energy I had above and beyond taking care of my own daughter, they now benefit off of. Benefits them and never me. But I'm the ungrateful one. I'm the one that's always wrong. I'm the crappy person. I'm the problem. Let's lie about her for her entire adult life. And that's okay. We're Christians. No, seriously, this madness needs to end. My story needs to be told. I need actual legitimate help from somebody who's not going to try to take me out. Is that too much to ask? So anyways, destiny swapping. It is not put in the most graceful terms by any means. This was a struggle to try to get this message out. And I'm sure it could be redone and done in a better way. And I love these people. I do. I just wish they, you can't tell. and they want that. They want it to be that way is the thing. It justifies their actions. It's sick. So sick. But it's I tried working all this stuff out with them directly instead of, a censored YouTube account. But it always came back on me being the problem, me being the wrong one, me being at fault. And this is a pattern that's been going on my entire life. And I want to know why. I want to know the truth as to why. Am I not the complete flesh and blood and DNA of my parents? Because they certainly don't treat me that way. I feel bad that my mom was ignored yesterday, but I'm sorry, I can't be around my dad. It hurts my soul. It's like sticking knives into me all at once. because I've never been worth enough to have my life saved in his eyes. My beautiful, fantastic, really good voice, and I mean, I barely work on it now. I guarantee you when I was in regular practice, it was 10 times better. Never recognized. My niece got that destiny. She gets that spot. She gets to be the singer. They get to be the business owners. When I started out being the most hopeful entrepreneur with the most business ideas of running my own businesses, I had spiritual gifts that ministered to people in the church, but no, we can't have Sally there because, we've got to be the more spiritual people. We got to be the ones with the spiritual gifts. Sally can't be anything good. Sally can never be anything good. Sally's always got to be a piece of crap, and we always have to talk down on her, and we always have to talk poorly about her. And this isn't an exaggeration. This is the actual reality of how things have gone. And I was keeping it together a lot better before the snow started melting and before the energy vamp that I call my father came back. But you can see it in my house and in my room now and in my productivity now. And I do a whole lot to block out him vamping my energy and try to disconnect and not even think about him. But I need to go far away. I need a way to get far away, and I can't do it stuck here in their shackles. I need my fairy godmother. Where are you? I need this treated right away. I'm going to be 50. I've already lost 2 decades of my adult life and tons of gifts and skills and talents. I can't be here. It hurts my soul. My dad never in a million years would ever recognize anything I've done in business. The fact that I actually do have a good voice and I'm talented that way. They can't save my life at all, so I'm asking for it to happen some other way. For all things to be truly exposed for the truth of what they are. Any sabotage or blocking of opportunities that were done on purpose by them to be exposed. When I'd fight with my dad, he said, "Oh, you belong in Hollywood." When I tried to get a role, blocked. On my phone and iPad, blocked. By my hack devices, blocked. Creeped out on him by him. Just so he could find any little piece of evidence to prove that I am what I'm not. To prove what he wants me to be, the loser. A mentally unstable drug addict, and it's not the truth of things. Yeah, I got some frustrations, no doubt about it. Anybody living my life would, and most people in my situations off themselves completely because it's too much. And I've been strong, and I've not given up, and I've gotten through it. But I'm sorry. You got to hack somebody's device. You got to block their opportunities. You got to come against them. You got to lie about them for their entire adult livelihood. Not let them get their inheritance. Guess who's got the mental illness there? And the truth will be fully exposed. And my story will be told. And this shingles I've been stuck with on my head, this Lyme and mold that needs treated, will be treated. I will have a rescue. I have to. I have not gone through all of this for nothing. I'm going to get a shine and be the awesome, talented person and actually make money and actually have my own businesses again. I don't. I would love to just help them start this business and, just watch it. And then scoot out. But it just hurts my soul. It's unhealthy for me to be around these people. And that's really sad. And I think that actually does really put things in perspective, honestly. I'm just praying that all of these chains and binds and shackles and cycles of abuse can be broken so that I can actually show who I really am. But it's always going to be like, oh, she's better now, but she was still that piece of shit before, which is not the truth, and it never was. They have turned me into that. That's what I'm trying to say with this destiny swapping and getting sucked back into their mercies of breadcrumbing. It's never the way my life was supposed to be. Never. Never. But they can never admit they're wrong. They're going to take their lies, defamation, falsehoods, fraud, hopefully not, to the grave. Pride. It's that old pride thing, huh? Pride and ego. Can't ever admit we're wrong, can we? It's awful. Let's just get in cahoots with everyone and come against this person. What in the world? How Christian is that? How empathetic is that really? It is not. Stop disguising yourself. I'm sick and tired of being the, I don't know, their outhouse. I feel like their outhouse, you know, but it's so sneaky how they do that with this like act and the covert thing. It's so sneaky. It's so sneaky. It's just manipulative. It's twisted. It's witchcraft. That's the definition of witchcraft. Manipulating the truth and doing things in a very twisted way to try to manipulate somebody else's life, their life path, their agenda, their this and that and whatever. I just need removed. God, you'd think with the personality disorders that they'd at least try to get me some medical help so they could take credit for my glow up. They wouldn't even do that. They wouldn't even save my life if their own lives depended on it. I kid you not. That's the actual truth of things. But I'm really glad they get to be business owners and singers and, you know, pastors of a church, and I get to be nothing. They even try to take credit for my own daughter. And yeah, that was like a really messed up thing. The whole thing was messed up too. And it wasn't the reality of things the way that, you know, everyone's been listening to my crazy dad. We're going to document this in her charts because her covert, narcissistic, religious, narcissistic, sociopathic, narcissistic father said it. So since he's a pastor of a church, it must be true. Be fully exposed. All the garbage, all the illegal activity, all the federal crimes, all the violation of a person's civil liberties, all the defamation, all the underhanded activity, the gang stalking, the hacking, the fraud, the lies, be exposed. They're not going to ever make their thing right or do the right thing or be the right people. I think like my sister is trying. She just doesn't hear what she sounds like when she says, which pasta salad's better? I'm sad for that. Oh, I'm the biggest smoothie and the expert in the world, and I've got it dialed down and nobody else does. I'm sorry. People should not be like acquiring businesses on businesses on businesses if you don't even have the time to deal with the one that you have and it's a control issue. It's being a control freak. And I saw how with my dad's church, he would have very qualified people coming in, but he always had to have his way, and it's a micromanaging control freak thing, and it'll hinder your business growth every single time. And I've seen it happen like my entire adult life. Even earlier than that, because I was a teenager when he started the church. It's my way or the highway. Okay, cool. Your church will remain having 20 to 30, people going to it when, whatever. It's not about numbers, but honestly, and I know this, and I'm not even trying to brag or anything. If I was given my place there would be a few hundred members. because people did want to hear my messages. And they really did enjoy my praise and worship. And they were able to tell me that I have a nice voice. My dad never once. My niece is the singer. Sally is nothing. Sally will always be nothing. But let's be sure to take care of her just minimally and barely keep her alive so we can look like the good guys. That's the insanity and the madness of it. Please tell my story. Please give me a chance to level up and glow. Please. Somebody that's not going to kill me and take my life and take money from somebody else that wants to fraudulently steal it from me. Please come to my rescue. Please just give me the very start. If that's all it is, just please give me my starting block to get rid of the shingles on my head and get myself in a safe, secure place to start my businesses again. I'm going to be 50 soon. Please help.